Join me as I take on the wild challenge of experiencing Lake Como's craziest naked arts and music festival ever. Imagine a festival where art, music, and self-expression come together in the most unconventional way. Lake Como's Naked Arts and Music Burn is an event like few others, where attendees ditch their clothes and inhibitions to celebrate creativity and freedom. This festival is modeled after the Burning Man event in the Nevada desert, and it has been making waves for its bold approach to artistic expression, and I'm excited to have dived in and explored what it's all about. This year, the theme was May the 4th be with you. You know, it was a sci-fi theme, like Star Wars. You know, it was going on during May the 4th, right? Star Wars, you get it? Yeah? Well, it was a time to get out your sci-fi gear and geek out as much as you want. Star Wars and Star Trek were both equally represented, as well as some others. I was told that this was a good starter event regarding the whole Burning Man, flavor of events there. I can't really speak to that, as this was basically my first time, but I will say it left me with a great positive feeling of the burn and a curiosity about the larger events. The idea of nudity in public events, often sparks heated debates. Some see it as a form of liberation and a challenge to societal norms, while others view it as inappropriate or even obscene. This festival, however, has managed to create a space where nudity is not just tolerated, but celebrated as a form of artistic expression. It's not just about being naked, it's about breaking free from the constraints of everyday life and embracing a more carefree spirit. By doing so, it challenged our perceptions of what's acceptable in public spaces, and it encourages a more open-minded approach to self-expression. As a result, attendees can feel more connected to the art and the music and to each other. The festival featured a wide range of art installations, from interactive events to live performances. Music plays a huge role, with genres ranging from electronic dance music to live performances doing folk music. Karaoke setup was provided by both the Rabbit Hole and I think it was the Dilligaff Island tribe, so you could exercise your pipes, if you wanted. And as I always say, good karaoke requires good singers and some that are not as good, and we had plenty of both. The organizers and staff, they did a marvelous job setting up, running things, keeping things organized, and generally making it all run smoothly, both in front of and behind the curtain. Kudos to those guys, job well done. You have several choices regarding how you stay at the burn. One, if it counts, is to treat it as a series of day trips. While this works, I think you miss out on a lot of the activity, when you're leaving for your home or your hotel room. Well, second, you can rent a room at the Lake Como Nudist Resort, as we basically set up in their very own front yard. If you choose this route, you better get your reservations in early, as they do fill up really fast. Third, you could bring in an RV and park it in one of the RV slots. These sites provide electricity and water hookups, but realize that there is no septic dumping, so you'll need to be frugal with your flushing and your water drainage. And fourth, you can throw a tent down and live as primitive as you like. I opted for this choice and must admit it's been about 20 years since I roughed it last, and it was not pleasant. I blame my own complacency for this, as I did not take enough into account for the comfort aspect, and the hard ground just beat me to death. Luckily, some friends offered up a spot in their RV, and that went a long way toward making the next night so much more pleasant. People put forth a lot of effort in decorating their campsites with signs, lights, and props. One of the key tenets of the burn is self-sufficiency. So we were told to bring enough food and drink, to sustain yourself, even though there was a restaurant, inside Lake Como. With that said, there were a lot of tribes providing snacks, food, and drink, so you should not go hungry. The Fawaki tribe hosted a hot dog lunch, the First Coast Naturists held a taco extravaganza, and the Gator Bait Swamp Shenanigans tribe did both a pulled pork and a jambalaya dinner. Here's a pro tip. Make sure you have a cup so that you can bring it around with you, because there's always opportunities to fill it up and have a drink with some of these tribes. There were a number of porta potties brought in, along with a hand washing station, as well as a more modern, toilet and shower trailer available. So really, you did not have to rough it. You did not have to go out and find a tree to pee or to poop in the woods like a bear. Additionally, the burn ticket also included the day passes to enjoy the Lake Como Nudist Resort facilities. Some of the amenities of this place included pickleball, tennis, volleyball, a great pool, hot tub, and a nice little restaurant. The lake was also there to enjoy, and the Big Burn boss graciously took his large 2-story pontoon boat, the Fanny Floater, out on trips around the shore. Pretty nice indeed. But to me, the thing that makes this a standout event was the tribes in attendance. Groups of people came together to form tribes. These tribes can be about anything you want. Most will join in the gifting spirit and provide entertainment, food, or goodies to the attendees. I believe it was the Mabahe tribe that emptied out their liquor cabinet and were providing shots to those that wanted them. Planet Tattooing did temporary tattoos. What's Our Name Again group did body painting, and the Rabbit Hole tribe hosted a nude dance party every night, complete with DJ and lighting, as well as providing grilled cheese sandwiches and popcorn. I know, right? It's amazing. And that's not all, as the Caffeine Camp tribe provided coffee and smiles for all attendees every morning. The Green Acres Gatherers did glow paint, made a punch, and much more. This was all freely given with no expectation of anything in return. Simply amazing. The problem in listing names that you missed some, and for that I apologize. Let's just suffice it to say that there were a ton of great tribes and all contributed to the success of the event. So what did you do all day and night? Well, there's a lot of choices. You could, just enjoy nature with the trees and the lake. Go wander around the burn site, interact with the other attendees or tribes. There were temporary tattoos, massage samplers, body painting, magic shows, whole wellness, various therapies, and a lot of camaraderie. Or you could make the short walk up to the resort and enjoy their facility. Most just went back and forth between all of these activities. Nighttime, though, was when things really got to popping. Fire dancers, music, karaoke, partying, drum circles, and dance filled the evening. There were a couple of parades held to allow people to show off their costume, bicycle, and golf cart creations. Lights festooned the vehicles, and it was a fun time surrounding the parade route and cheering. In the big parade, I got offered a chance to ride on the Galileo shuttlecraft float in costume. Well, hell yeah. Now that was a hoot. I just wish I had candy or beads or something to throw as we drove around the grounds. Big highlight of the Saturday evening was to be the huge bonfire as they planned to light up the Enterprise versus the Death Star sculpture. Sadly, the hot, dry weather mandated a county-wide burn ban, and it didn't get to happen. The staff made up for this by making an amazing light show on, in, and around the effigy. It was the next best thing to firing up, and much appreciated. One standout moment that left a lasting impression on attendees was an amazing performance by the fire dancer troupe. Dressed in their birthday suits, they performed a choreographed routine that was both captivating and thought-provoking. The show went on for hours as the attendees came and went. The show was exhilarating and it was very hot. Yeah, okay, a little pun intended. As I understand it, the fire dancers went on like this until the cracking of dawn the next day. Now that's dedication, and not just a little bit of stamina. You might think the last day would wind down and fade away, but you'd be wrong, as there was the traditional maypole and the famous pudding fight. These moments, and many like them, make the festival a truly unforgettable experience. The way the art and the music came together to create a sense of wonder and excitement was truly magical. In the end, Lake Como's Naked Arts and Music Festival is more than just an event. It's a movement. It's a celebration of body positivity, artistic expression, and the human desire to connect and be free. For those who attend, it leaves a lasting impact, encouraging them to think differently about creativity, community, and the power of self-expression. Participants have described the burn experience as exhilarating and liberating, with many citing the sense of community and the camaraderie as a highlight. For some, it's a chance to push the creative boundaries, try new things. And for others, it's a way to relax and enjoy the beauty of nature. The combination of art, music, and nature creates a truly immersive experience. If you're curious about this festival or have thoughts on body positivity and artistic expression, I'd love to hear from you. If you've been to a burn, please tell me in the comments below. Now, without any kind of segue, if you like what you see on this channel, I would love to invite you to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel greatly, and it costs you nothing than a few mouse clicks. Truly appreciate it. So if you wish you would have experienced the Lake Como Music and Art Burn, despair not, as they have already scheduled the burn for next year in May again, I think second week. So sign up early, make sure you get a spot. Start thinking of joining a tribe, or shoot, start one of your own. Well, I do have to do a little bit of upgrading to my whole tent experience. It was a good time, and I look forward to it next year. Oh, and like anywhere else you go, don't forget the sunscreen.